Okay, here we are at my house in Madera, and today we are looking at Mary's Mercedes. This is a 2006 C350. It's a 4MATIC, which means it's four-wheel drive, and this is a W203 chassis. And let's see, I guess it's an M272 series motor, which in my opinion is a hunk of garbage. So as you can see, we're doing some rather extensive diagnostic type stuff on the motor, and at this time I'm going to declare this vehicle a total loss. Unfortunately, the vehicle is doomed. Yard art. So I'm going to show you guys why exactly this thing has failed. Okay, so here we are. On the workbench is the Mercedes 272 series intake manifold, and it's quite a grand concept. The idea is sound, but the execution is shit, and let me show you why. So here is the throttle body. This is a drive-by-wire throttle body, and this manifold is like a Vari-O-Ram intake type manifold. Okay, what that means is you've got these diaphragms here which control baffles, okay, that open and close in the manifold according to engine speed. So on low RPM, these little baffle things are closed, which actually gives a little more torque to the motor when it's in operation. So low RPMs, they're closed, gives you a little more torque. High RPMs, these things open, give it a Vari-O-Ram effect, high velocity speed right into the heads. As well as there's some more Mercedes magic going on inside of this thing. So you've got these things here. These are intake runners inside. There's baffles that open and close, shorter and longer intake runners according to engine speed. Same idea. The long runners give more torque, shorter is for high speed when you're getting on it, high RPM. So what I want to show you is this thing is a hunk of garbage and has rendered my vehicle useless. Let me show you why. These pieces are all plastic, okay? This stuff has not worked in years. As you can see, there's a groove right here where this arm has been sitting here just freewheeling or going up and down on its own, rubbing and rubbing. That's years of not working, okay? I'll tell you that right now, to rub a hole like that in the manifold or a groove. So anyhow, this one here has fallen off as well. And this is the only way I actually knew that there was trouble, and this is what caused my catastrophic engine failure, is this one actually broke off, and this one has never worked in years. This one broke off yesterday and gave me the telltale check engine light. And this is the only way you know that there's a problem, because this thing is a sensor that only senses this side if it's working, and this was the only one working. It was the last one working, so eventually it gave me a check engine light, made me dig this piece out and find out why my motor was misfiring and had low compression. I had to limp it home. So I dug this piece of equipment out and found that these things are shot. Okay, as you can see, this thing goes like this. It hasn't worked in years. You know why? There's a piece missing right there, little ball and socket doohickey. I dug these pieces out of the bottom of the motor. This is like a ball and socket thing. It's supposed to fit on the end of this thing like this. This arm goes on it and actuates it. Okay, well, it hasn't worked in years. So this thing was stuck in the closed position. So the vehicle will still operate and still run. It just won't operate efficiently and economically. And if you're a used car owner, you bought the car used, you'll never even know what the car was like, you know, with full operating capability, because it'll still run, but it just won't run efficiently. So this side had been closed for years. This side was still operating. This side had more, the passenger side had more air flowing through it for years and years than this side, which was blocked. Probably had this thing closed inside, as well as this thing was not working, probably stuck in the closed position for years. So motors don't like to run, you know, with different balance on both sides. This side had plenty of air, this side didn't have enough air. Eventually the motor just quit and rendered that thing useless. Now, I've worked on all sorts of cars, built 700 horsepower C6, Z06, 2 GT500s, BMWs of all sizes, Humvees, Porsches, all sorts of Porsches. Anyways, that's just a few vehicles I've owned in my travels. And let me tell you, I've never seen this kind of garbage technology. What kind of an asshole at Mercedes would actually think that this stuff would last more than 50,000 miles or something? I mean, give me a freaking this. It ruined my motor. Okay, so like now I've got this car, which is only a $5,000 car and needs a $5,000 motor, which renders it useless. So this will be the final Mercedes that we ever own. That's it. I mean, this is ridiculous. Real nice car, clean, you know, inside's real nice. And that's it. It's donezo. I can't believe it. Ridiculous.